So I have a problem. We love rhubarb, and this used to be a great place to grow rhubarb. But this plant's been struggling for about 3 to 4 years. And the reason why is because the trees behind here, where the sun is, have all grown up enough to block this area. So what used to be 10 to 12 hours worth of sun is down to 2 to 3 hours. And there's even another plant back there that's even worse shape. It gets maybe 1.5 hours of sunlight, and the rest of it's all indirect, pretty much in the shade. So we're going to move these guys to a better location so we can maximize rhubarb production. So the first thing you need to do is find a good candidate location where you want to put the plants. Now, even though this is in the shade, it gets a good solid 10 to 12 hours of sun every day, because the sun starts over there and finishes about where it is behind that tree. This area along the fence line, all real good possibilities. We got some flowers popping up, so we got to work around those. And this is high acid soil because it's right under pine trees. If you wanted to, you could get a big pot and put the rhubarb in there. Not really sure. We had basil in there last year. It did okay. This doesn't get as much sun as this direction over here because of the trees right here and over here blocking the sun towards the later part of the afternoon. I've got 2 different kinds of pots here, and I'm not really sure which one I need because, again, this used to be a really big plant, so there might be a pretty significant root ball under there. So I'm going to probe a little bit and see what we got. There's actually 1, 2, 3 plants in there. I guess I could break them up if I really want to. So I'm going to clear the mulch away. Dig down in carefully about where the leaves are. Let's see what I got. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything right there. So maybe I'll dig in a little bit more. Boy, it's rock solid though. Unless that's all roots. Nope. You want to get as much of the root ball as possible. That might be in there pretty good. Rhubarb leaves are real tender. They damage you pretty easy, so you got to be pretty careful with them. Here we go. All right. Oh, there you go. That looks like the whole plant. Or all 3 of them, I should say. And under it. I'm going to take some of the perimeter soil, fill the bucket up here, and then put a rest in. Be careful, very careful with the plant. I don't like how low it's sitting in there. Take it out, get a little more of the soil and put it in the pot. So it's riding high. That's better. Again, to protect the leaves. This is my blueberry garden with the fencing, and that plant right there used to be as big as the one I just pulled out. Huge! I actually had 4 plants. These 2 plants I'm showing you here, and then there was a plant there and a plant there, and they didn't survive. But I think this guy will, so I'm going to pull this guy out and put him in the other pot and then take them to their new home. So for those of you who don't know what a rhubarb root looks, like, it looks like this, almost like a carrot. Now this came out of the hole over there. I thought I got it all intact, but I guess not. So I'm going to plant that root here's the smaller plants, and you can kind of see what the root structure looks like on these guys. Pretty impressive. So I'm not sure I'm going to plant these separately or together. We'll see. You're supposed to divide them up every so often. Now here's the root structure on a really small one right there. But you can also see that the root looks like it's been eaten up by some critters, or it was around a rock, not really sure. Here's two. That's what the bottom looks like. Pretty extensive. It looks like it kind of goes out like a hand and lays flat. There's actually another plant over there I'm probably going to take out now that I know what this looks like, and try to plant those all in a row or somewhere around where I can get a nice big patch of rhubarb. Now once you plant it, you got to let it go for at least a year before you start harvesting it. And for those who don't know, the leaves themselves are poisonous. It's the stems you're looking for, and that's what you make the pie or the jam or whatever you're going to make out of it. This is really great stuff. And anybody who's never had a rhubarb pie or rhubarb jam, you're really missing something special. I've waited until the sun is not beating down in the areas where I'm going to plant. I'm going to do this area here, and I've laid out the rhubarb. I know you're supposed to go about 3 feet, but we're just going to do it this way because they're smaller plants. And these were all disconnected fairly easy, so we're just going to lay them here. And this is the rest of my garden. I'll post up here where you can see other things about the garden that I've had over the years. There's the peach tree, cherry trees behind it. And then we're going to do a pot over here with the bigger plant that's all kind of connected. It was supposed to rain today, and I was hoping we could just get these in. You don't want to do it in the bright sunlight. This is nice soil. Several years worth of compost in it. I'm going to sweeten the hole up with some garden soil in the bag and just put these guys in one at a time and water them down. So here's my technique for planting the rhubarb in the ground. I'm going to make a big hole. I'm going to take several handfuls of fresh garden soil, make a hole. Now this guy's got a root system that I need to make sure it's all in the ground. You got to make sure the crown is above the ground. Put the native soil around it. Then I'll just take and water this up. Now to the barrel, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. The barrel's a little different situation. I ended up separating the bigger plant into 3 separate plants, and I've put a lot of good potting mix in here. Put it in there nice and firm. Okay, so this guy's hanging out, so I'm just going to put him in the ground. And then just water it very carefully. If the soil goes away from the plant, just need to put some more up there. I like to use rainwater instead of city water because of all the chemical treatment in city water. Rainwater, it's probably got some stuff in there, but probably better for you. Now see, I got an exposed root here. I'm just gonna bury that with some of this soil over here. Stay tuned for future videos about how these guys are doing. The great thing about the pot is that you can move it around different locations. So if this location doesn't work out, I can take it over there, take it over there. Once you put the plants in the ground though, you're pretty much committed, at least for a season. Thumbs up and comments always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in gardening, home repairs, designs of all kinds, making and breaking stuff, I even do costumes, cosplay, and props. Check out my channel and please subscribe because you never know what you're gonna see.